Listen up.
This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Nicole Murphy was on the Wendy Williams show, and she was discussing that picture that had surfaced of her kissing Antoine Fuqua, the director, who, by the way, is also married to actress Lela Rochon, and he's been married to her for 20 years. Now, Nicole Murphy is now apologizing for that.
It was a mwah. Okay. It was a moment that should not have happened. I regret it, and I apologize for it. And I'm a human being. It was a mistake.
People don't kiss their family friends like that, though.
I'm not. That's not the case. I did not release that statement, Wendy.
Do you know Lela?
I as by passing, like if I see her somewhere, it's like, hey, I don't know her like that.
Because they said you all were family
No,
friends.
they said, listen, let me tell you about social media. Social media had it to where we were family friends. I was at her wedding, kicking it at their house. It's not true.
All right, now Nicole Murphy also says that Antoine Fuqua gave her a different impression of his marriage and told women to do their research, she said, because this could happen to you.
Well, you have to understand that the devil is busy and Satan is always trying to infiltrate this movement we have called the Faithful Black Male Association. Black men don't cheat. And I'm just glad that Nicole took responsibility for taking advantage of that poor, vulnerable man.
And
she didn't say that. That's what you got out of it?
No,
That's exactly what I
definitely
took
not what
from
we
it.
got out of it. But shout out to Lela Rochon. She was actually at Magic Johnson's 60th birthday. Also, a very sweet woman. Had a chance.
Oh, you met her?
Yes.
Did you speak to her or
Yeah.
no? Not about that, or did you?
No, of course not.
The hell would she be talking about?
Why would I do that?
She knows he does radio.
Hey, how you doing?
You know, you talked about her. I
Hey,
don't know.
Layla,
I
how are
wasn't
you?
there to be reporting on
I know,
anything.
but you know, you do radio.
How do you feel about Nicole taking advantage of your poor, vulnerable man? He looked like he didn't want to kiss
She was
in
there
that
with
picture.
her
and he
family.
being
She was
forced to
having
do
a
it.
great time. She was very
That's
sweet.
what you got out of this?
Yes.
And everybody was having, she looked like she was having an amazing time too.
Good.
So
Black
shout
men
out
don't
to her.
cheat.
All right, now Demi Moore, since we're talking about cheating, talks about discovering how Ashton Kutcher was having an affair because of Google alerts. She said she got a Google alert on her cell phone, and then she called him to ask. And here's what else she had to say with Diane Sawyer on Good Morning America.
You got a Google alert?
Yes.
What did you say to him?
I asked if it was true. And he admitted it right away. And I think my response was, are you kidding me? And I think I felt like I could barely take a breath.
Eek. And this is all in her book, by the way, her new memoir, Inside Out. Now, she goes on to talk about Ashton Kutcher cheating and basically how she had to walk a red carpet right after that.
But you talk about that he was not faithful to you, and then you talk about that he kind of instigated you having threesomes.
He expressed something that was of a fantasy, and it was in my efforts to want to please and be what I thought he wanted.
And even though the infidelity and even though these things that you loved him, you wanted to keep the relationship going, and you just tried to keep it going in that way.
Yeah, I think that is it.
I mean, there's nothing to say here but white men cheat. And I mean, the funny thing about this is Ashton Kutcher could have got out of this situation so easily by just simply saying he was punking her. It's like, what is the point of having a TV show called Punked where you pull pranks on people and you don't even use them when you really need it? This is when you're supposed to use the punk card.
Well, he was honest and admitted it right away.
Yes,
in addition,
he has
she
no
talks,
choice. We all know white men cheat.
In addition, in her book, she talks about suffering a miscarriage and becoming pregnant, losing the baby at nearly 6 months, and then trying to do in vitro quite a few times, and that didn't work out for her either. All right. She also, in this book, discusses getting raped at the age of 15. She said a man paid her mother, who was an alcoholic, $500. And here's what else she had to say with Diane Sawyer.
In my deep heart, no. I don't think it was a straightforward transaction. But she still did give him the access and put me in harm's way.
Gave her mom $500?
And then she said the man asked her, she said the man said to her, how does it feel to be whored by your mother for $500?
What is their relationship like now?
Goodness gracious.
Is her mom still alive?
Oh, I don't know.
Jesus.
I didn't read this book yet, but it sounds like this memoir is going to be something else.
Wow.
But her mom was, had addiction issues as well. And she also talks about how she left home with no money, no acting experience. And that's how she started to pursue her career in Hollywood. And she said her confidence was because she had the idea that she had nothing to lose. All right. Now, in response to this interview, Ashton Kutcher went on Twitter and said, I was about to push the button on a really snarky tweet. Then I saw my son, daughter, and wife, and I deleted it. So that was his response. All right, Young Dro is going to have to serve some time, and that is for smashing banana pudding in his girlfriend's face. What was that noise for?
I'm just like, it's a hell of a thing to be in jail for.
All right, he pled guilty last week to 1 count of battery and family violence. He was sentenced to 12 months behind bars.
What? A year for throwing banana pudding at somebody?
Little John.
For throwing banana pudding at somebody a whole year? Who the hell is Dro's lawyer?
Wait, did he throw it at him?
Can I finish?
Or did he slap
Can
him
I
with it?
finish?
Sorry.
He was only ordered to serve 70 days.
Oh.
And he's already getting credit for 20 days that he served. And they said he'll get an extra day of credit for each day served on good behavior, so he could get out as early as October 5th.
All right, well, damn.
There you go.
That
You
makes
didn't let me
sense.
finish.
Like a whole year for throwing banana pudding at somebody? Jesus Christ.
What is family violence? I never heard of family violence. That's a charge?
He's smashing banana pudding.
That's a food fight.
Yeah, it's like-
That's a food fight.
Okay.
They call it when you're at a family dinner and you start throwing food at each other. That's what they call family violence.
I don't think it was just
We call it a
throwing
food fight, though.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne.
Yes.
What? Who you giving your donkey to?
Florida. Okay.
The whole place? The whole state of Florida?
Florida just, man, I love Florida so much.
No, you don't.
I don't know what I would do without the state of Florida. Okay, but it's this young lady in Florida. Her name is Katie Jade Gates. She is absolutely the victim in this situation, but they're treating her like she is actually the perpetrator of said crime. But we'll talk about it after the hour.
All right. We'll get to that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.